Has anybody ever beat you up?
No. I am a living testament of sometimes you gotta go a different route to get where you want to get to. I think I'm finna be the next MC Hammer. Hit that brick wall. That's my first time going to jail for that long. And he said, you see that guy, you see Flair? He said, that could be you. You can make money. Wrestling brings so many different dynamics of real life. Wrestling has touched so many people's lives.
Hey Yetta, you know how much love and respect I have for you? Girl,
Ditto.
Why do I feel like I'm your best friend? I just met you.
You're a merging of Oprah and Barbara Walters. There you go.
Joining us at the desk today is Emmy Award-winning journalist and anchor. It's Yetta Gibson, everybody.
Welcome to this Arizona's Family original. I'm Yetta Gibson. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so this story I'm about to present to you is all about trusting the process. Ron Killings, if you're a WWE fan, you know him as R-Truth. Man, did he take a lot of twists and turns to get to the success that he is in right now. And he talked to me about all of it when he made a stop here in Phoenix. All right, Ron. Okay, first of all, thank you for being on the show.
No problem, thank you.
You seem nervous.
No, I wouldn't call it nervous, I would call it like the butterflies.
Yeah, Ron Killings gets butterflies when he's on stage doing music. But he's a beast. His day job, he goes by R-Truth, a WWE superstar and champion several times over. Music was Ron's day one, and wrestling ended up being the long road back to it.
I am a living testament of sometimes you gotta go a different route to get where you want to get to.
Tell me about that.
I was at a point in my life where, came from a good background, upbringing. Mom, dad in church. You know, we were in a very religious family.
Which city?
North Carolina, Charlotte. Played football, fastest. I ran 100-yard dash. Best time, 10.6. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Running, sports, scholarships, Georgia Tech, Clemson. Didn't want to take them because I was already involved with music. I loved music. Music was
there from the beginning.
From the beginning, my CDs back then. And they would go from Charlotte to Atlanta to DC, everywhere. If you Google Ron Killings and Tupac, you'll see that. But I had dancers, I had a DJ, but I was like in the street financing all of that. Yeah, so I can say that, right?
You can say it.
Oh yeah, I was selling that candy. I was doing it. It was a way of where I was brought up at. I saw a couple of my friends that were like able to get and do things without, fresh out of high school, like having all this money like this. So it was like, I think I just fell into that slot of like product of your environment. And it was, to be 18 years old, 19, I'm making $2,000, $3,000 a week. I was able to buy our clothes, the limos, get us to the shows. Oh, it catches up. All of it caught up. I think I'm finna be the next MC Hammer. Hit that brick wall. That's my first time going to jail for that long. I think I did about like 11, 12 months. That's a long time. One day is too long for me in jail.
Came out and what happened?
Well, it happened in jail. I met a guy named Jack Crockett. Him and his brothers brought professional wrestling to the South. Magnum TA, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair.
And my uncle used to watch them. You would think, I don't know, you would think it was something that mattered to his life.
It did, it does.
The TVs.
Yes, that's the magic in wrestling. So Crockett brought wrestling to the South. He's the one that sold WCW to Ted Turner. So I met him in the halfway house. You're able to leave jail and go to work, but then as soon as you get out of work, you gotta come back to jail. So my spirits are down. I had so many pictures of celebrities that I was doing before to keep build my spirits up. Well, when the deputies saw this, the deputies was like, oh, he's cool. You're not even supposed to be in here. They was believing in me before I even, you know what I'm saying? They was gonna find somebody that had money to invest in my music career. I would become a big rap star and they could leave their job and work for me personally. Oh. They went to a couple of people and then he said, Deputy Carr, I won't forget, he said, you ever heard of a guy named Jack Crockett? And I said, no. The deputies would take me Like I was always be able to be in shape. They would take me after everybody go to sleep. I would go downstairs and work out in their gym.
Is that legal?
I don't think so. So me and Crockett finally met, and I think we talked for maybe a good 3 months.
Ron says he and Crockett talked on the phone every night. Crockett lifting his spirits, encouraging him, even making good on a promise of a job as soon as he was released.
He gave me his phone number. He said, "Give me a call. I'm gonna give you a job and help you out." I thought he wanted me to cut his grass. He came and picked me up. I had nothing, and that's the first time he introduced professional wrestling to me. I said, "Mr. Crockett," I said, "I really thank you, but I said I just want you to invest in my music career." I turned him down. He said, "What I'm asking you to do," he said, "it's not gonna cost you nothing but time and dedication." He said, "When you're ready, give me a call." He said, "Just keep my number. When you're ready, give me a call."
Fast forward years, and Ron still craving that music career, but also couldn't stay out of trouble. Locked up 3 more times.
Gun charges, like just everything. So this is when I'm like, you ever heard of you tired of being sick and tired? Sick and tired of being sick and tired. That was me. I called him 2 years later. He's out of the business now. He's ready to leave on and retire.
Crockett convinces Ron to take a job as a manager in the Pro Wrestling Federation, and there is where he saw the business behind the scenes. Then he watched and he learned.
And when that music hit and Ric Flair came out, that's when I got attention. I'm like, oh, like, and he said, "You see that guy? You see Flair?" He said, "That could be you."
And he saw you do something.
I came in and took a backdrop. Maybe I took a backdrop and sold out, but it was just, you'd be surprised how many people can't do that.
What is a backdrop?
When someone throw you over top of their head and you go over and land on your back.
And that's when Ron became R-Truth.
And I'm more popular now than I've ever been in my life. Trust the process, believe in yourself. It's okay to doubt yourself. Sometimes doubting yourself will keep you on your own feet. I was optimistic. I was like, the sky's the limit for me. I was making, I started making $10 for wrestling on independence. $15. First it was hot dogs.
$10 or $15.
Yes.
So tell me, if people had never, if you ran into someone and they had never watched wrestling, how would you describe what it is?
It's everything. It's theater. It's a lot of Shakespeare. It's a lot of drama. There's a lot of, it's a roller coaster. It's a ride. We can make you happiest to the highest. We can make you saddest to the lowest. Wrestling brings so many different dynamics of real life.
I agree with that. I mean, the way that my uncle used to yell at that TV, I was like, this is fake.
No, it's not. It's entertainment. It's fake as in, if we know it's predetermined to who's gonna win. It's scripted, it's written. But those chair shots are real. That's real. The blood, all that is real.
So did you call that names?
Jiggy jiggy. You know what?
Can you show me the jiggy? People are like, what is that?
Show me the jiggy jiggy.
Jiggy jiggy, 1, 2.
The jiggy jiggy is my move and you're laying there. I'll be good.
Ron's road to wrestling is now what fuels his music, his first love.
When it all adds up, how many people gonna be there for you when it's all said and done? Each song, Count My Sins. I'll try to be a better person.
You have reinvented yourself in so many ways and so many times.
There's no rules. I think everybody has that something inside them, that niche, that something that they want to do. I think you should do it. All my niches, whether it's acting or just dancing or entertaining or being around, there's so many ways. Life doesn't have a handbook. I mean, life doesn't come with a handbook. So there's no rules to what you can or cannot do. You got to go for whatever you feel and trust the process. It's not going to always happen overnight. You're just getting started now, this music. After, I want at least 3 to 5 songs to go platinum. I think I got some platinum hits.
Are you proud of yourself?
Yes, I am. I stuck to it. I didn't, I went a different route. I took a lot of hits. You're always gonna be down sometimes. I've gotten back up. I figured it out. I've inspired. I've helped people. I've tried to guide people. There's so many things I'm proud of that I've done that I'm proud of me.
Yeah, Yeah, he was super inspiring. What surprised me the most about him is how honest he was about all of the mistakes he believes he made to get to where he is. And he's all rough and tough in the ring, but he's really just a teddy bear in real life. All right, you can check out Ron's music. You can find it anywhere you find your music. All right, speaking of resilience and the importance of believing in yourself, our next guest is somebody who's local. She's been content creating for more than a decade. There she is, Andrea Blake, aka the Southwest Sampler. Maybe you know her as that online on the social media platforms, but she's going to dish on not just her content, but her newest content and how she's kind of shifting things, and you're craving something new now.
Absolutely.
Don't tell us yet. We will be right back.
So as I start to post more, just be aware. I am going to start sharing more of my life. I am also going to start sharing things that might look a little bit different from the content that you're used to. I understand if you don't like it. You definitely don't have to follow along. I will still be posting things to do in Arizona, just in a different type of way.
We're going to get into this. You may recognize that face. Southwest Sampler, Andrea is her name. You know her from sharing all of the coolest places on her TikTok pages, her Instagram, all the stuff, the cool stuff across Arizona. And now she's entering, as you heard there, a brand new chapter of a certain type of content. So,
yes.
Andrea, you're here now. Southwest Sampler, is that still going to be your name?
I'm actually debating on if I want to change that or not to Andrea Blake, but I put so much work into creating Southwest Sampler over the past 11 years, so it's something I really have to be very aware of if I change it.
Yeah, you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So okay, talk to me about why you're changing the whole content that you're doing, but also talk to me about where you started. For folks who have not seen you, which is probably impossible, you're everywhere, TikTok and Instagram. Why did you start, and what is your content about right now?
So I started 11 years ago.
Yeah.
I started it as a way to showcase all the beautiful things in Arizona, whether it was hiking, resorts, restaurants. I had a lot of people, and I was in the waxing field at this point. So I was doing full body waxing.
Oh, wow.
While I was building this business.
Okay.
So as I was waxing people, there were you see so many people coming in. And repeatedly, I kept hearing, there's nothing to do in Arizona.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I will show you what to do.
Yeah. And so that's how
Yes.
you started it.
Yes.
And so 10 years in, you have decided, you made this announcement on TikTok. And why did you decide to change things?
If you don't grow, you die, essentially.
Oh, okay.
And at this moment, I feel like I'm so proud of what I've built, and I'm so proud of everything I have done. However, my cup is not getting filled anymore, and I want a transition, and I feel like my life is in an area where it's ready to have that transition. And I'm having so many different things within the universe or the higher power, whoever you want to call it, that is showing me that it's time.
Was there a specific moment that got you here? What happened?
Oh, that's a good question. I've had many moments. In fact, I share a lot of this on my Instagram. If anybody wants to go see it, it's Southwest Sampler. I share essentially the moment that got me to
the light, the switch flipped.
Yes.
And what was that? You have to tell me.
I would love for people to go look.
We will have them look, but you got to tell me, you went from showcasing stuff in Arizona to now you're going to change things to more personal. What was the thing? It doesn't have to be in detail, but what was it?
The thing was, oh my God, this is embarrassing, but I'm going to say it.
Be.
Well, it was a boy.
Well,
oh my God,
I think we can all relate to that. So it was a boy that made you change your perspective.
It was a
on things.
man.
Okay, and all of the details are on your pages.
Yes.
Okay.
And I just want to preface this. It wasn't necessarily him. It was more so these were things that have already been playing in what I wanted to change in my life.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to move to LA. I thought I was going to do these and not to say I won't someday, not to say I won't have a second home, but I thought I was going to do these things within the realm of music video. And again, not to say I won't. However, I had a huge realization of when this happened of, oh my gosh, am I happy right now?
Oh, yeah.
And I realized, again, I am proud of what I built. I am so proud of where I am and what I have. But again, going back to what I said earlier, it's not filling my cup anymore. And I had that huge realization of this did make me happy, but it's not anymore. And I want to start maturing into, a woman
You know
and
what?
get married and have children.
That
sounds
That's not
crazy.
even funny. A lot of people can relate to that. So I think you're going to be
Yeah.
successful for sure.
Thank you.
So aside from all the personal stuff, you're doing some other things too. Is there something called Coffee Pass that you're doing?
Yes, so the
What is
Arizona
that?
Coffee Pass.
Okay.
This is a pass that takes you to 10 plus, I'm getting more coffee shops on there.
Okay.
Unique local coffee shops.
Okay.
And each coffee shop with the digital pass, it's called the Arizona Coffee Pass.
Okay.
When you have the pass, it takes you to each one. You get up to 50% off any drink that you want.
Oh, nice.
And plus goodies and other things.
I mean, I'm a coffee head, so
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. Anything else that you want to announce that you're doing now that you're transitioning
I'm just
into
gonna
different
be-
types of content?
Yes, I'm just going to be sharing more of my life in general. So
yeah.
whether that is I'm sharing mental health, I'm
Great,
sharing
great.
more so like I'm moving soon into a new apartment.
Okay.
So
all the things.
Literally everything.
Okay.
And I want to preface this, I will still be sharing things to do in Arizona,
Yeah.
just in a different light.
Yeah. This is more relatable. Everybody's going through stuff.
Yeah.
So I think they will appreciate this new change that you're doing. This is great.
Yes, thank
Where
you.
can people find you really quickly?
They could find me, should I look at the camera?
Yeah, look at the camera.
You guys can find me on Southwest Sampler,
Yes, work it.
on TikTok, on Instagram, and I have a YouTube that I haven't posted on in a while, but you're more than welcome to go check that out too.
Andrea, thanks.
Thank you.
My family means a lot to me. My marriage means a lot to me. And to be able to work with my partner and do Love is Blind and The Ultimatum for Netflix is like the cherry on top. So we just make it work.
I love it, and I love their shows. Vanessa Lachey, Nick Lachey, you know who they are. They host some of the summer's hottest shows. Coming up, Vanessa is dishing on everything you can find on Netflix this summer, and she's got advice to anyone willing to try something new, just like Andrea is. That's coming up.
Each of you have arrived here as part of a couple. Someone in the relationship has issued an ultimatum.
One of you is ready to be married.
I'm looking for someone who's ready now.
And the other one is not so ready.
If he does not want to get married, I gotta go.
Man, this couple's really trying to get people to get married. I love it. That's a clip from one of Netflix's most popular shows. It's called The Ultimatum. It is hosted by Nick Lachey and Vanessa Lachey. You know them from the other show. I love that show with the pods. The couple has so many ways of becoming the faces of Netflix dating shows. The Ultimatum, Love is Blind, The Perfect Match. Both of these people, Nick and Vanessa, are hosting, and there's so much more to come this summer. So we caught up with Vanessa, actually Simone did, and she talked to her about all the things, marriage, motherhood, and of course the shows.
Well, we are here with Vanessa Lachey today ahead of a very exciting summer for Netflix. There's so much going on, Vanessa. Thank you so much for taking the time. How are you doing?
Thank you for having me. I'm doing good, and I'm excited to talk all things Netflix with you. So much stuff that I feel like a lot of people don't know that they're doing, you know?
I love it. Yeah, I see some of the toys on display for Netflix Playground. This was a new concept that I had never heard of. So could you explain what it is for families and how they can get involved?
Yeah, so to your point, there's the movies, the shows, the merchandise, the in real life experiences, the games. So Netflix Playground is a great place for kids to go to where they can play games with characters that they know and love, like Sesame Street or Peppa Pig. And what I love about it as a parent myself, when you want to give your kid a place to play, you want to know that they're safe and that they're not constantly getting ads that are going to take them somewhere else.
That is awesome. You talk a lot about mom life, being a mom, being in a successful marriage, and then also working full time. That is a lot on your plate. So my question for you is, how do you handle it all and juggle it all?
You know, this is the life I know, and I think every mom out there juggling whatever they're juggling, that's the life that they know. And so when I kind of make this like comment when someone's like, how do you do that? I'm like, you would too. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you, if I dive into your life, you would say, well, I do this, this, this. You wear many hats. We all find a way to make it work, especially the things that mean a lot to us. And my family means a lot to me. My marriage means a lot to me. And to be able to work with my partner and do Love is Blind and The Ultimatum for Netflix is like the cherry on top. So we just make it work.
And I love that you bring up Nick, because we have been watching your relationship unfold in the public eye for so long now. I'm so curious what it's like working with him, because you guys are not only married, but you also work together and host these shows together. So do you ever need a break or a moment where you're just like, hey, I need some space from you for a minute?
Of course. I mean, we're human. To your point, like you've known us. You know, we've been together for 20 years, married for 15. Actually, our 15-year wedding anniversary is July 15th, which is when season 4 Ultimatum premieres. Such a coincidence. We have really done a great job of trying to separate church and state. And what I mean by that is what happens at home stays at home. What happens at work is work related. Every now and then it bleeds in, but we also know how to manage our emotions. We're at work. This isn't professional. You know, it almost forces us to kiss and make up. Like if we're fighting from home and then I get all dolled up, he can't be mad at me if I'm like, pouty lips, pouty eyes, you know, tight little dress. He's like, all right, look, let's agree to disagree. Let's get through the day. We're going to film. And then we end up finding a common ground and then talking through it.
And after working on Love is Blind for so long, I have to know, do you really believe that love is blind?
I do. Aww. I think that there's aspects of it that really go to the core of who you are. And everyone, in my personal opinion, everyone wants to be chosen. We all want to be chosen for who we are. And that's the core of what makes Love is Blind. That's the heartbeat of the show. So yes, there's ways to manage social media and parents and finances and religion and politics, but at the core of the love, it was something they fell in love with without ever seeing. So I do think that love is blind.
Okay, I'm almost out of time. I could talk to you all day, but my last question for you, for anyone who sees a career like yours and sees what you do and the success you have in your industry, what is your advice for anyone out there who wants to emulate you and have a successful career like yours?
It's something that I still do to this day. Go for it.
Love it.
Remember when I came out of nowhere and I went to MTV, they said I wouldn't do it because I had no journalistic I went for it. And then I wanted to do comedy and I never did television or theater and I went for it. Same with drama, same with hosting. So if you want to do it, go for it and don't stop.
That is great advice. Go for it, folks. All right. A new season of The Ultimatum is out now. Just go on and watch Netflix. They have great shows for sure. That is it for us here. We will see you again next week. Best gift you've ever gotten?
Best gift?
Last picture you took on your phone?
The last picture I took on my phone.
You have not answered any of my questions.
Cause you going fast.
It's 90 seconds.
You should have easier questions.
The strange.
You got to like geometry.
The one thing you would do all over again.
One thing I'll do all over again. 90 seconds. That's not 90. That's from that. What would I do all over again?